Welcome to Greentronics and your introduction to the RiteTrace track and trace system. The RiteTrace track and trace system was developed specifically to meet the needs of farmers of crops like potatoes, onions, and carrots that are harvested, transported, and stored in bulk. The RiteTrace system easily gathers data and automatically provides growers all the details they need to produce linked maps showing where and when each load was harvested, and the precise areas where each of these loads are layered in storage bins. Every load is identified with a number, and clicking a load on the bin map pops up a load summary giving you a link to the field map where you can see the growing area for that load. First, Greentronics tackled agronomy, the challenge of finding a better way to learn about factors in the field that affect how well crops keep in storage. In order to make those links, you need to be able to link a stored crop in the storage bin back to the area in the field where it was grown. This corresponded with the need to maintain mandatory detailed crop records for traceability and health and safety purposes. The RiteTrace tracking system eliminates the need for clipboards and notebooks, removing some of the headaches and costs of record keeping while remaining compliant under GAP. RiteTrace creates a record chain from the field and harvester to the transport vehicle, to the receiving point, and finally right into the storage bin. Transparency was also needed for those receiving the product. If a question arises about the quality of a certain lot or load, RiteTrace can quickly prepare a report identifying the origin of that lot with clear details showing the next lot will be from a different field or area where there is no concern about the quality. Because the RiteTrace system provides a date and timestamp for each load, information such as the number of times each truck is loaded, how often it goes back and forth, and what the average load time is, growers can understand the efficiency of traffic flow on the farm. All of this information can be extracted into a variety of reports. The RiteTrace system integrates very nicely with the yield monitor, which many growers already use, providing field maps showing where loads come from and bin maps to show you where those loads are now stored. With both systems in place, it becomes much easier to see how factors in the field relate to factors in storage. For example, you can check to see if high-yielding areas also give you the best quality during the storage period. Or you could easily superimpose a soil fertility map on top of the RiteTrace field map and then see if there is a relationship between fertility levels and quality characteristics in storage. The RiteTrace system is made up of a set of scanners, transponders, sensors, and small monitors with data storage, making the entire system work on the harvester, trucks, receiving station, and Pilar. Starting with the harvester in the field, a monitor records date, time, and georeference data from the GPS, and the tractor when the harvester is moving. This maps exactly how the harvester moved through the field. When a truck pulls up beside the harvester, a scanner logs the truck ID and load ID numbers on the harvester monitor, and a boom sensor records when loading starts and stops. The smart scanners and transponders designed by Greentronics also write to the truck transponder whether the truck is unloaded or loaded and the number of the field the harvester is in. The operator of the harvester can also tag a load with a flag to indicate that this load is different from other loads. For instance, if the area is wet and the load should not go to storage but directly to processing. When the truck is full, the boom stops running and pulls away. The next truck comes in, gets scanned, the boom turns on, and the process repeats. With each new truck, the harvester monitor automatically increments to the next new load number, and those load numbers are used to make the bin maps. If the status of the truck's transponder indicates it is unloaded, the monitor assigns the next new load number. Sometimes a truck may get stuck or break down, being only partly filled in the field, and is pulled aside. When that same truck comes back later to be topped up, the transponder status indicates the truck is loaded, and the monitor goes back in its records to the last time this truck was beside the harvester. The previously assigned load number is then assigned to the current load. The field map will show the 2 or more areas where this truck was loaded. When a truck is unloaded, whether on the farm, at storage, or off-site, the truck transponder recognizes when the belt drive is running. The transponder changes the truck status back to unloaded and resets the flag status so the operator does not have to. Now the truck can return to the harvester for a new load and receive a new load number. At the farm storage receiving station, a smart scanner similar to the one on the harvester recognizes the truck ID and load number. A receiving monitor starts logging those numbers when a truck comes within range and begins unloading. Output from a shaft sensor on the receiving conveyor drive records how long the conveyor is running and connects the data chain to the Pilar. The receiving scanner also looks for field ID and flag status. The field ID is compared to a preloaded list of field IDs. If there is no field ID or the ID on the truck does not match the list, a monitor alarm is sounded. This warning helps prevent trucks from unloading at the wrong storage. The receiving scanner also checks the flag status. A monitor alarm also sounds if the status is on, alerting the operator to check the load before opening the gate, ensuring the load is good to go into storage. Unloaded crops go into an even flow or directly through a grading station, then along conveyors onto the Pilar. To complete the data chain from field to storage, the Greentronics RiteTrace system tracks the position of the unloading point over time, recording on the Pilar monitor exactly where the head of the Pilar is at all times. The Pilar is equipped with 5 sensors. A wheel sensor records how far it moves, forward and backwards. A pivot sensor on the Pilar boom records the degrees of swing, left or right. A tilt sensor records the tilt angle when unloading crops. A sensor on the telescoping drive shaft records how far in or out the Pilar boom is. And lastly, a shaft sensor at the boom drive records when the Pilar is running. Before you start, you enter the bin ID and the distance from the end wall to the head of the Pilar. From there, these 5 sensors allow the RiteTrace system to calculate the exact position of the boom over time until you are done filling the bin. Data is recorded at 3 points in the process: the harvester, the receiving station, and the Pilar. Each system logs data which is easily copied and emailed to Greentronics, where our custom-designed program can stitch the data into one large unified file, which can be viewed in the Greentronics RiteTrace Data Viewer program. This Windows-based program can be used to select any load and can provide a load summary to view or print. Data can be exported to a spreadsheet program and sorted by categories to produce efficiency reports. Stored crops can easily be linked to fields to learn how field conditions affect quality in storage. When questions are raised about some of your crop, you can easily produce views and reports to offer transparency. You also have a convenient solution to fulfill traceability requirements under GAP. Tying RiteTrace together with a yield monitor gives you all the data you need to complete the data chain and gain amazing insight into what happens on your farm, where you're making money, and where you should cut back. That's it. The RiteTrace system uses easy-to-work-with components in a modular system that can easily be adapted to any size operation. Using the minimum number of components, it can be installed with the least amount of time and effort. Thank you for watching. We hope this video has been informative, and we look forward to hearing from you. Please contact us with all your comments and questions.